and like not putting up with the conditions that they're in work right now. You know what I'm saying? And I just think it's unfair, the amount of, or the lack of empathy for the artists right now, like what we actually are going through. It takes so much money to produce one piece of content for you. And not only that, we don't get to see the outcome of that. We have people who help us make this content. I'm talking videos, I'm talking music videos, I'm talking albums, I'm talking artwork, I'm talking all of the things that y'all consume in 2 seconds. And you're like, oh my God, this was amazing for a week. And then, okay, what's next? That shit costs money. That shit costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money, and it takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of time and dedication if you want to do it right. And yeah, there's people putting out shit that, you know, they're putting it out quickly and whatever. But also, there are a lot of people who are just trying to survive right now, like dead ass, like trying to make it through, trying to pay their rent without fucking live music as an even option for the most part. Because if you're not a big name who's on a label, like, for the most part, like, it's really hard to even get gigs because shit is booked up if it is, or it gets canceled all of a sudden, and you put all this money into preparing a show and then it gets pulled out from under you and all of that money's wasted. I'm blessed as fuck that I was able to go out last year at the end of the year. But I, you know, like a lot of these things, the amount of money that it takes to put into it is the amount of money that it takes to put into it. And you end up with $0 at the end because of everything that you put in. What's being given back to you is like zero, because you're out here breaking even because you got to pay your people. Because it isn't just me on stage. It isn't just me doing shit. It's a whole village. It takes a village to be able, especially for women, to be able to do shit in this industry. Because y'all want us to be dressed to the nines in designer, and you want us to be dripping in all kinds of diamonds, and you want us to be, you know, out here on our like 10,000 game, but that shit costs money. And again, like, unless you're signed to a major label or you have somebody contributing to your bill and paying your bills for you, it's rough. Like, a lot of the people that you see that are dressed up and in all of these, you know, designer shit, those designers designed them shit, sent them shit, or they send it to them so that they can wear it, so that you can buy it. So that you can buy it. They're not spending their money on that shit. 99% of the shit you see is a facade. And I don't know. I've just been looking on Twitter and people are like, oh, our faves are doing nothing. Nobody's dropping nothing. Nobody's doing nothing. Yeah, because we're trying to survive. We're trying to make it through. We're trying to feed this insatiable need for content from us. Because again, we're the reason shit is still going. We're the reason that people haven't completely lost their minds at this point, because it's just the reality that we're living in right now is terrifying. Just absolutely terrifying to see the way that this government's moving, the way that shit's moving, and the way that people are just the way that profit is being, I mean, it always has been in a capitalist society, to be fair, but it's really profit over people. It's really profit over people in every fucking industry that exists. And I just wanted to, I wanted to share my feelings about this because it's upsetting and insulting a lot of the time when people are like, oh, you're not doing enough. Oh, you need to do more. You need to give us more. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to do the other. Like, y'all know a fucking thing about what goes on behind the scenes. The majority of y'all are not in this industry. The majority of y'all have a facade as the truth in your reality about what it means to be an artist. I'm like nervous talking about this because I feel like it just comes down to shut the fuck up. You're so entitled, because a lot of y'all think that we're these rich, you know, high rolling motherfuckers. And if we're not on that level, if we're not out there talking about how much money we have, or which, by the way, 90% of the time the people doing that is they're getting that money from other entities. You know what I'm saying? Some are business people and some are entrepreneurs and have been able to build their own successful businesses and be able to have that kind of income flowing to them. But people who just do art, like just artists, like that's all they do. They don't have, they haven't reached their platform to a point where they can, create a business or what be it. They don't know how to run businesses. They don't want to be business people. They just want to be artists, Shit is rough. It's not casual to be out here doing this. This is passion. This is passion. Because if it were up to me, I would be in the studio all day making music, no problem. And, to an extent I can be. And I'm grateful and I'm blessed because I have, my own stuff that I can do stuff with. But at the same time, I don't always have the skill to be able. I'm not an engineer. I'm still learning. I need to pay an engineer if I want to work with an engineer. I need to pay producers if I want to work with producers. You feel me? And then when you guys go and you listen to our music, you're listening to our music on Spotify or Apple. They don't pay us. They pay themselves. It's not a secret. I'm not dissing nobody, but it's just the truth. And so it's really, I don't know. I've been for the past month or so, 2 months probably. I've just been home. I haven't had any work to do. I've just been contemplating life and taking a break and waiting for opportunities to come in. Which also, by the way, keep getting canceled because of all kinds of reasons, And just in that pensive state, in this state where I'm like, oh, I'm not doing enough, it's just daunting to feel like it's never enough. It's completely insatiable, the way that people expect us to navigate this world, as artists. I mean, I think it's the same across industries in a lot of ways, but especially the live music industry, people have really taken hits, bro. It's not casual. And again, it takes a lot to produce one piece of content that y'all consume with this insatiable energy of you need to give me more. And a lot of the people who are giving you a lot is because they have enough to give you a lot and they have people paying their paying their bills for them, And the unfortunately, the sacrifice of that is if somebody's paying your bills, that's on you to pay back later. And you're never going to see any money off of your art, labels are a bank. They give you loans. If they give you $200,000 up front, you got to pay that $200,000 back. And by the way, that's just up front for you, right? That's just for you to get your little $200,000 here. This is your advance to go make art, right? And then you go and you make your art. And in the process of making that art, it's, let's say, $50,000 more on top of that. You got a marketing budget that's $200,000 more on top of that, if you're lucky. I'm an independent artist. These are not my realistic numbers at all. But for people who are on major labels that you see as successful artists, right? So you got all of that, plus, executives going out to dinners at Nobu and charging that back to your project. And you got, people out here taking cuts and whatnot, and you have to pay your entire team, which is 25 to 30% of income, depending on where you're at and how you work. And then whatever you make, you got to invest back in yourself because you got to keep making content. I'm not out here in makeup 24/7. I'm not out here in designer 24/7. I'm wearing Victoria Monet's merch right now. Actually, I'm wearing Vic's merch and my merch. Look. Got her Jauregui on the ass, right? You see it? You see it? I don't spend my days... I mean, I know that I should. I know that I've been given all of this, you got to make content to be anything nowadays situation, especially with everything. And, I'm working on it. I'm getting to a point where I understand the importance of it, especially TikTok even out here paying people, giving residuals, But I don't know. I'm just proposing empathy. I'm proposing empathy. I'm proposing that you understand